Hey, we're rolling, guys, with some Thursday PE that's designed to be inside. Okay, just with precipitation and being outside, you're more than welcome to go outside. If you choose to go outside, it would be more of a kind of a personal workout that you can obviously then plug in and give us some detail about what you've been doing, what you chose to do as far as personal workout goes. Our indoor workout is going to consist of 5 things. We've done this before with indoor workouts throughout the wintertime. But the first thing we're going to do is a warm up, and we're going to do a little bit of stretching and ball. And then we're going to do some basic exercises. We're going to do some core work. We're going to do some cardio that's designed to be inside. And then we're going to have a little cool down. So let's go and get started. Okay. The exercises, sets, and reps will be edited into this video. So you can kind of just press play with this video. I'm going to kind of talk you through exercises and the things that we're doing, and then the sets and reps will obviously be located. There'll be times to pause the video in which you can continue on with the sets and reps of whatever section of the indoor workout we're in. Okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up. Okay? And when we warm up, we're going to also stretch a little bit. Chances are you've been sitting down for quite a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to piggyback on yesterday's stretching. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a couch stretch to start. And I've got this wooden box that basically takes the place of a couch. It could be a wall in your house. It could be any kind of barrier. But what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up getting down on the ground. And I'm going to do my left side first. So we're going to be doing both sides separately. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically bring my left knee. I'm going to do my left side. So I'm going to bring my left knee as close to this object as I can. Okay. Again, it could be a couch. Could be a wall, could be a chair, could be any kind of barrier, and I try to get that knee as close as I possibly can, okay, to that barrier. My knee's not going to touch it. I'm not that flexible maybe as you guys are. Once we get that left side, where it needs to be, then obviously we bring back our upper body and we lean back as far as we can get. You're hopefully going to feel that stretch in your quadricep and into your hip. Okay, we're going to hold that for a certain amount of time. So we're going to do 2 sets of 30 seconds each side. Now, when it comes to making this maybe a little bit harder, maybe you're super flexible. Instead of having my right knee down, again, I'm stretching my left side, but instead of having my right knee down, I switch the right knee to right foot. Okay, so I can climb up on right foot, get right foot a little bit further away. Now I can, again, arch back. Now I can kind of form a little C in my back and arch back a little bit more, give myself a little bit more stretch into my hip flexor and into my quadricep. So that's going to be a couch stretch. Our second way to warm up is going to be an inchworm. Okay? And an inchworm is going to be for 2 sets of just 4 repetitions. Okay? And what an inchworm looks like is you start off in a push-up position in which you have a nice flat back, and feet are far away from hands. And now we got to get feet as close to hands as possible. So we take inch steps, keeping our legs locked, keeping our knees locked, but you're going to be feeling stretching in our lower back and your hamstring. If you can go all the way up to where your toes hit your hands, that's awesome. I cannot. But once I get as far as I possibly can, then I inch my way back 1 inch at a time, back to push-up position. When I get back to push-up position, that's 1. All right? I want to do 4 total of an inchworm. 2 sets of 4. So that's going to be my warm-up and stretching. So right now is when we would pause and go ahead and do our warm-up. Okay, hopefully we're able to warm up our body by stretching our quads, our hip flexors, and into our hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. Now we're going to get into some exercises. Okay, I'm going to use maybe that same couch or chair to do what's called a dip. Okay, so this is going to be an upper body exercise in which you can start maybe sitting down on it, but then you kind of inch your way away from it. Now your butt's off that object, and just my hands are on that object. Okay, And now all I simply down is I bend my elbows and I dip down, and I come back up. I dip down to where basically there's about a 90-degree in my elbows, and then come back up again. You're going to feel this in your triceps and other upper body muscles, mostly in your triceps. For our dips, you're simply going to do 3 sets of 10 dips. Okay, try to do 3 sets of 10 dips. Our second exercise, it actually involves household product. It's called a skull crusher. Okay, it's kind of a weird name, I get it, but we're going to be on the floor or maybe a bench. But for my household product, I just chose this bin. This bin can be adjusted as far as how much it weighs. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bin, I'm going to start with my arms straight, and I'm going to bring it down to where it almost crushes my skull, hence the name, and then bring it back up again. Okay? I'm going to do 3 sets of 15. I can adjust, maybe I need to get wider on something, on an object, essentially like this. But I come down to basically on my forehead, and then I come back up again. So another exercise for our triceps. So back-to-back exercises for our triceps. Okay, so we're going to do 3 sets of those. Excuse me, as well. Our next exercise now is going to be for our lower body. We just got some middle school kiddos here, kind of just chilling. But we're going to do some elevated lunges. Okay, so an elevated lunge is going to be with an object in which the object is elevated above our head. Okay, so we're going to elevate it above our head. It's very challenging, very difficult. We're going to do lunges now. Okay, so from this position, we're simply going to take one big lunge step forward, and then we're going to come back to the starting line where our feet are together again. And then I'm going to alternate to the other leg. We're going to lunge forward, and I'm going to come back again to where our feet are even. All right. We want to do 3 sets of 12 on the lunges. Again, with an object elevated above your head. When I say 3 sets of 12, that means we're going to alternate 6 to the right, 6 to the left, for a grand total of 12. Okay? Those are our 3 exercises I want you to get to do today. And right now would be the great time to pause, do those exercises, and then we'll come right back in about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, so we have, again, we got some middle schoolers over here. They're doing great. We're going to now do 2 things just for our core. Okay, so we're going to do what's called an accordion, and then also, too, what's called an alternating Superman. We did an accordion yesterday, so I'll go ahead and review it again. An accordion is for your abs, so the front part of your core is going to be on the floor, and just the word accordion basically resembles the music instrument of an accordion. So you bring an accordion apart, then you bring it back together again. That's what we're going to do with our body. So we're going to be sitting on our butt. We're going to have long legs and long arms. Okay, we bring our feet off the ground. Our arms are off the ground. We crunch and bring our knees together back towards our body. So that's when we get close together. We go far apart. We go close together. That's an accordion. We're going to do 3 sets of 12 on the accordion. Also for our core, we want to do something for our backside. And that's going to be an alternating Superman. So I think we might be familiar with our Supermans, but our Supermans are going to be, we're going to be on our belly button. Okay? And obviously a Superman is when our legs and our feet are off the ground. But we want to alternate, meaning we want to be able to lift up left arm, right foot, keeping the other hand and foot on the ground. So we left, right, we hold for a count of 3. Come down, alternate. Now right hand, left foot, 3-second count. Back down again, left hand, right foot. So we're going to go back and forth, alternating Superman. So those are the 2 exercises we want to do for our core today. And then we'll move on to cardio. Let's go ahead and pause and just knock out those 2 core exercises. Okay. We're now going to get into cardio, okay? And we're going to get into some indoor cardio. Now, indoor cardio, you might have your own kind of thing going on. Maybe you figured it out based on what you have or what a good thing to do with maybe where you're living. Maybe you have this much space, like in your living room or your bedroom. But I suggest you do this, okay? If you got a better plan, go for it. But our indoor cardio can be done very simply by doing, we're going to do mountain climbers, okay? And a mountain climber is going to be, when we're on our hands and our feet, our hips are high in the air, so it's not a push-up position. Our hips are high in the air, and then we're simply alternating left and right. We can go at a much faster pace. If you want to skip, you can. But we are simply alternating back and forth, left and right. And that is going to be what we want to do is we want to go for 1 minute in a row, 30-second rest, 1 minute in a row, 30-second rest, and then a third and final set of 1 minute. So a grand total is going to take you 4 minutes, but you do have 1 minute rest. Right? So let's go ahead and knock this out. It's not the funnest of things. I can understand that, but we do need to elevate our heart rate. And if we are inside and can't get outside, this is a good way to do it. Okay, hopefully you got your heart rate up by knocking out all those mountain climbers. Now we're going to go ahead and try to cool you down and continue to stretch you out. So we're going to go back to the top and do the same thing that we did for our warm-up and our stretching. Okay, so we're going to get back on the ground, find our barrier or our couch. It's called a couch stretch. And we're going to do the same, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, so once again, foot get close to that object. Maybe your knees on the ground, leaning back. Maybe your foot is on the ground, leaning back. And maybe we can even lean back with our arms at the same time. Okay. Couch stretch, 2 sets of 30 seconds per side. Final thing of the day, again, cool down, but also to a stretch. We're going to go back to those inchworms. Okay, so we're going to do, again, 2 sets of 4, so same sets, same reps as our warm-up and our stretch at the beginning. Again, a set of an inchworm is starting in the push-up position. Okay, and a flat back, and we simply 1 inch at a time, we're inching forward, coming as high as we can. I'm not going to get very far. And then we're going to come back down to a push-up position. Okay, so we're going to up and down 4 times is going to be just 1 rep. All right, so that's a great way to get a full body workout, 30 to 40 minutes, without having the use of a ton of equipment. Reminder, if you did this, make sure also we submit weekly logs. So just make sure that happens at the end of the day.